I am so sick and tired of cancel culture. I don't think there is anything more desperate another person can do than actively go out of their way to try and dig up dirt on another person's activity on social media from 5 to 6 years ago. Despite the fact these people may have an exuberant amount of spare time on their hands, this is not really where my primary frustrations lie. What really frustrates me is when people then re upload these clips out of context and proceed to slander another person's character. For those of you who might not be aware, there is a clip which has started to surface on YouTube and apparently on Twitter of a clip of me from 5 years ago when I was a 16-year-old teenager quoting and referencing another person's use of the N word. Never once in that 4 second clip do I use that word to discriminate, attack, or belittle another person's race or ethnicity. I'm simply quoting them and referencing them. And this person I'm quoting in that 4 second clip that's been surfacing around isn't just some random person down the road. It's not a small creator. It was PewDiePie. I'm sure many of you might remember the heated controversy PewDiePie landed himself in 5 years ago when, in a fit of cringy gamer rage, lashed out at his opponent, trying to think of the most offensive thing he could in the moment, calling him the N-word on livestream. Despite the fact this was, let's just say, a very poor choice of words, and respectively many people were offended, the consensus was PewDiePie wasn't a racist, and if anything, he was just trying to say the most offensive thing he could at his opponent because he was really angry at the game. Now, in this 4 second clip which has started to surface around, I simply quote and reference PewDiePie. So here's that clip that people have been claiming that I'm a racist.
As they seem. So just because PewDiePie uses the word, it does not mean...
Again, I don't use the word to attack or belittle another person's race or ethnicity. And for whatever it's worth, I don't use the hard R version. I'm simply quoting another person's use of it. Now, could I have made the same point without using that word? Yeah, probably. And if I could go back 5 years in time, I would slap 16-year-old Jojo over the head and call him a moron. 5 years is a very long time. And I understand that the conversation surrounding race has changed quite a lot, especially with events that have taken place around the world in the past few years alone. But I would hope, for gosh sake, that any rationally sound person would know that I am not racist based on a clip from 5 years ago where I quote and reference PewDiePie saying the word. And of course, the trend you will tend to see with people who try to cancel others by taking clips out of context is that they won't show the whole quote. So here is the actual full quote before this person cut me off.
Sometimes there are nuances and things aren't as simple as they seem. So just because PewDiePie uses the word, it does not mean that he is racist.
The video has disabled all comments, surprisingly enough. But since then, that video has been re-uploaded a couple times, and thankfully in those comment sections, the majority of people know that I'm not trying to be racist in that video, and that I was referencing and quoting another person's use of it. However, there was still a substantial amount of people that were claiming that it didn't matter the context I was using the word. I was still racist and warranted being cancelled for simply saying the word 5 years ago when I was 16 years old. Well, guess what, teachers around the world? If you have ever read Huckleberry Finn or To Kill a Mockingbird, pieces of English literature that were transformative in the conversation surrounding racism in the 20th century, then you were racist by that logic. It doesn't matter the context you were using that word. If you so much as say the word, you are then racist. Obviously, that's just me being a little hyperbolic and being a bit dramatic, but I hope you understand the point I'm trying to illustrate. I do want to say sorry to my audience out there who might have taken offense to that clip. You know, I try to pride myself on this channel to make it a safe space. and to leave out all of the problems that we face around the world. I try to make it a safe space regardless of people's ethnicity, race, regardless of your politics, to try and make it an inclusive area where you can just come to after a hard day. But I had to make this video to simply respond and acknowledge these growing allegations that apparently I'm racist, because I'm not. Sorry if that offended you, and if you decide to stop watching my videos, thank you for watching them in the first place, because that means everything to me. So yeah, thanks for watching.